Hi everyone. Derek-Lynn and I are very happy to be able to share just an amazing testimony with you. It is really her testimony, but I am part of it. So I'm joining with her. And by the way of introduction, Derek-Lynn lives in Barbados, and Andy and I, we are in Dayton, Ohio. So she came to spend a little time here with us from Seattle, where she was with Donnelly at first. The very evening she arrived here, she made a discovery that changed the entire face of her holiday. So I'm going to turn it over to her now and let her tell you some of her story. I may interject here and there, but yeah, it is just an amazing something. Does it? Derek-Lynn?
Yes, so I came here Friday evening and I was trying on my new clothes and whatnot. And then I noticed a lump in my left breast. And, well, honestly speaking, I flew down the stairs with a panic. And I was just automatically thinking that I have breast cancer and that they're going to tell me that I'm going to die. And
if I could add, she can be very melodramatic.
But my mom did feel it too, and there was a lump there. So from then, I was impressed to reach out to my auntie Terry. She's not my real aunt, but like a close family friend. So I reached out to her, and she works at a very good hospital here. So I reached out to her. Catherine. She works at Catherine here, and she tried to organize to get something done for me. The next step was to also get a referral from a doctor, which I didn't know. So we were trying to figure that out, and then I was impressed to reach out to a guy from our church named Dalton. So I reached out to him, and he has friends that are doctors. So he connected me he gave me information for two doctors. I called one, and she actually, well, to backtrack, Auntie Terry told us about this place called Good Neighbor House, and they kind of deal with people that don't have insurance and whatnot, similar like me, like just visiting, and So I was told that they were closed. They were going to be closed until I think a couple days down in the week. But I reached out to this doctor, and this doctor actually volunteers there. So she said she would email the nurse, and she said the nurse responded immediately and said that I would qualify to be seen there. So I was able to, she told me to call the next day, which I did, and I was able to get an appointment for, I think it was either the next day or the day after.
The Wednesday.
Yes, the Wednesday.
Right, and if I could say to the entire thing, the word I used to describe everything is amazing. I mean, amazing divine orchestration. The fact that she made the discovery the very day she came, if it had been a few days later, things really would have gone differently.
Yes. So we went to the neighbor house on the Wednesday and saw the doctor and whatnot, and he said that there is a lump there and whatnot, but he doesn't know what it is. He wasn't, he didn't tell me, well, it is not anything, or is anything bad. He just didn't really say anything like that. So of course I was thinking the worst and was still crying and whatnot. And then they actually, well, the doctor and another nurse there, they were looking me up in the system. They said they didn't really see me in the system, but they continued to still give me the care. And I told him, my aunt gave me a few instructions as to what they needed to see in order for her to schedule.
What needed to be put in the referral letter.
Yes, what needed to be put in the referral letter. Because she had already scheduled my mammogram. She already arranged that for me. So I just needed this referral.
In order to be seen at Catherine.
Yeah, in order to be seen at Catherine.
And let me interject here to say something. all of the staff, but we'll talk about it a little later, but every single person that she met with, they were all exceedingly kind, empathic, caring, and that's really how you have to be with people who have any health challenges whatsoever, just so kind and gentle. Yeah, so that too was a big blessing. What I would add to is that this thing really threw Dereka-Lynn in a tizzy. That is the truth. Her mind just went down a dark track. But you know that she doesn't like flying on planes, so that whole anxiety thing really played itself out with this. I don't know if she's going to remember while she was there. So when we went there the day, she was anxious. And something happened there that I see as a message from God. You know, when you look for God to speak, he speaks. And honestly, I don't, she will tell you, but she did pray and ask God to give her a sign. So let her tell you about what she prayed about and what happened.
That's true. A couple, let's say 2 nights before I actually went to the neighbor house, I did pray and ask God for a sign, like, or to send an angel, but no, send it in a way that I won't be scared, like, because I imagine just looking up at my door and seeing this, like, being
and being scared to death.
So just somebody that looked human, to come and reassure me, and then I fell asleep. But when we were at Good Neighbor House, the doctor gave me the referral. He wrote down everything, or did it in the system, whatever they did, the process that they have to take to get that referral over to Kettering. He did that, and then he left. So he didn't, give me any reassurance that this may not be anything. He didn't give me that, and he left. And I was just sitting there kind of crying and whatnot, and this older white guy, tall, in a plaid shirt, just walked in, and he said something. I didn't hear the first thing he said. I think he was like, you're the patient or something. And I said yes. And he said, oh, it's gonna be nothing. You're gonna be fine. At your age, I'm 99% sure that you're fine. Don't worry about it. And just left. And I didn't see him before or after. So I was saying either he was an angel or God just told him to come and tell me that, because the other doctor didn't want to say anything, and the nurses, nobody didn't want to say that, basically, but he came and told me that, and then just left and disappeared.
If we could jump in here, she told me about the man in the plaid shirt after we got back into the car when we left the neighbor house. And when she told me about this man in the plaid shirt, honestly, I got goosebumps. But the effect of what that person said changed her trajectory altogether. I felt in my heart, honestly, I felt in my heart, it was either an angel, because angels can manifest themselves, and there are stories about angels coming to reassure people or to help them in some kind of way, or it was just a human being that God had given a message, because only God knew how terrified this poor child was. If I could say a day, I just tried to be real comfort to her. A day, she's my big baby. A day, I just allowed her to sit on me, and allowed her to cry. Sorry. Allowed her to just cry and sob, and I just held her. But I tell you, while I was holding her, God showed me a vision, a kind of image in my mind with Dereka-Lynn over in a corner throwing a bundle of pity parties. And God said, Chima, we gotta get her to look our way, But what that man said, though, changed her trajectory, and that wait, I don't know if you've ever gone through, waiting for test results and going through tests can be pretty nerve-wracking, and not knowing, it is a fear of the unknown. And she was really panic-stricken. But what that man said made a distinct change in her whole outlook, definitely. Alright then.
Okay. Is that 10 minutes? So we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, coming with part 2.